Hi, I'm Xenia Platten, and if you're watching this, I owe you a huge thank you. The Kickstarter for The Ghost of Mittermere was a success thanks to amazing backers like you, and I couldn't be more grateful. This video is for everyone who chose the digital pledge. I'll walk you through how to claim your ebook and audiobook. Let's get started. We cover a lot in this video, including downloading to your PC or your mobile device for the audiobook or ebook, so you can go ahead and skip to the timestamp that is most relevant to you. The email that included this video will also include a link to a OneDrive folder that looks something like this. You'll see that it has options for the audiobook and ebook, and you can download both or just one or the other if you prefer. You download them by selecting one and hitting download, or clicking these three dots and hitting download here. Please note that if you select both, the download option will not appear, so you do have to download them one at a time. When you download them, you will be prompted asking where to save them. I suggest your downloads folder unless you have somewhere specific that you would like them. Once they have downloaded, they will appear in the folder you assigned as compressed or zipped folders. In order to access the content, you will need to unzip these. How that works is you simply click on them, and then there should be an option for extract all. It will then prompt you asking where you want the file to be extracted to, and by default, it will list the same location wherein you had the original folder. It will automatically open that folder, and you will see here it is just a regular file folder now and not a compressed one. We can click into it, and for the ebook, you will see a PDF file and an EPUB file. The PDF can be read on your computer, or you can transfer it to most devices and read it wherever you like. Alternatively, the EPUB file can be dragged into e-readers or anything like that that you can connect. And that should allow you to do things like size up or down the font, highlight things that you wouldn't be able to do in a regular PDF. For the audiobook, you have to go through the same extraction process. And we're going to tell it the same spot. And this will take a little bit longer. It is a much larger file. There are MP3 files for every single chapter, as well as the intro and outro. So it does just take a second here. All right. Once it's finished, likewise, it'll appear down here. We're going to click into it, click through, and you'll see that we have options for everything from the introduction right through to the outro. You can feel free to click through chapter by chapter, but if you want it to automatically go through, there is a file in here called The Ghost of Mittermere, and that is what's called an M3U file, and it will automatically tell your system to play everything in the correct order. This will work on most computers' inbuilt MP3 systems. Please note that this will not work on programs like Spotify or YouTube Music. They're just not very indie friendly and haven't got that usability yet. If you find that your MP3 player of choice will not play these in the correct order using the Ghost of Mittermere file, you can simply order them by name and begin at the top, and they're all appropriately numbered. So if you put on an autoplay, it should just go in order, and you get to listen to the whole story as it was meant to be. Okay, let's look at mobile. Unfortunately, there's no good way to do this on programs like Audible where I can give it away for free, so I'm going to show you the best method I've found so far. There is a way to do this without the app, which I will also point out while we're going through the process, but I do highly recommend getting an audiobook app specifically designed for files like this. It will make your listening experience much better. And how you're going to do that is you're going to head to either your Play Store if you're an Android user, or the Apple Store if you're an iPhone user. And you're going to look for the Smart Audiobook Player is the app I would recommend. You go ahead and install it. And this app is totally free to use. Once it's installed, you can go ahead and open it. and it will prompt you to add a root folder. And basically, all it's asking you to do is saying, hey, where do you want me to look for your audiobooks? So we're going to say, okay. Now, we don't have a good folder for this existing here. It doesn't fit in any of these categories. So we're going to go ahead and click Create New Folder. And I'm going to call it Audiobooks. Okay. So we've said, hey, use this folder. And we're going to give the phone access. So as you can see right now, we have no folders in our audiobook folder. Or sorry, no files in our audiobook folder. So we have to go get those. For you, you're going to go back to the email where you found this video, and there will be another link to the OneDrive where the files are stored. For myself, I'm going to go ahead and pop the link directly into my browser, but it'll take me to the same place. So you should get something that looks a bit like this, and you'll see you have two files. You've got one for the audiobook and one for the ebook. You can download these to your phone by clicking and holding or tapping and holding on whichever file you want. You can download both, or you can download just one. If you try to download both at the same time, it won't let you, so do them one at a time. And you can either download them through these three dots in the top left and clicking download, or these three dots over here and download. So we're going to go ahead and start with the audiobook because we just got that handy dandy app. And this is going to take us a minute here. Okay, and once our download is complete, we're going to go ahead, and you can usually find this just by dragging down, or it might give you a pop-up like this one. And if we drag down from the top, it'll show us, we can click it, and it will take us to our download folder. If you're finding that when you click through to your downloads, it isn't letting you click that file, you can also find the files directory in your phone. For Google users, it'll look like this, and it will let you click it here. I don't know why on sometimes it lets you and sometimes it doesn't, but if you go through the files to downloads, it should work. And then once you've clicked it, you can hit extract. And I'm going to go ahead and click delete zip file. You can choose whether or not to do that. It's just a little bit tidier if you do. Now you'll see you'll have a different file for every single chapter, as well as a file for the intro, the outro, etc. Now what you want to do here, if this is the only thing you've downloaded today, you can go ahead and just click the little checkbox beside today. If you've downloaded multiple things, you can click and hold and go through and check each box. But basically, you want to get all the things that you've downloaded for this audiobook checked off. Then you can go ahead and in this top right section, click the three dots, move to the file we made. I'm going to keep things nice and organized by adding a new folder because I might get more books in the future. And we're going to label it Move to Folder. So this moves all of the files right where our audiobook listening app can find them. If we navigate back to that app, I'm going to go ahead and refresh. You can see we've got the Ghost of Mittermere here. It's 13 and a half hours. And if we click in, it should let us go ahead and start listening, and it will start at the introduction. Okay. And let us click through. It will remember our place. We can skip ahead and back by 10 seconds or a minute. You can control things like putting on a sleep timer if you want to only listen to, say, 10 minutes on your, as you drift off to sleep. And you can cast, you can do all the things you usually would do from an audiobook app like Audible. Alternatively, if you don't want to download an app, you can download the files to your phone in the same way. And rather than moving them to a special folder or listening to them from within the app, you can go through one by one and listen to them in straight from your phone through its MP3 system. This is a lot clunkier. I do believe you have to actually click into each individual one. I don't think it'll let you autoplay in a nice way. So that's one of the main reasons I highly recommend the app itself, which again is the Smart Audiobook Player. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at how to get the ebook on your phone. In the email where you received this video, there will be a link to this OneDrive folder. Inside this OneDrive folder, you'll see files for both the audiobook and the ebook. To download the ebook file, you want to tap and hold so it highlights the line. And then you can see the 3 little dots to the right. Click those, go down to download. You can also just click on it and it will prompt you to download the file. Once it's downloaded, it should give you an option as a pop-up, or you can pull down from the top and it'll tell you that your download is complete. You can click on that. Or if you're coming back to this, if you haven't been to it for a while, you can find your files, which on an Android or a Google device will just look like this. And you can see it's come up for the day we downloaded it. So from there, you can go ahead and click on it, and it'll give you the option to extract the files. We're going to go ahead and click delete the zip file. You don't have to do this. It just makes things a little bit cleaner. And you can see now we have on our phones the PDF version and the EPUB version. If you have an ebook reading program on your phone, it should be able to read the EPUB file. But for most of us, I imagine you'll want the PDF. And when you open it, it'll just show like this, page by page. That's it. Pretty straightforward for that one. If you need any support or any assistance, please go ahead and reply to the email that you received with the link to this video, or email me directly at hello@xeniaplaten.ca, and I'll do my absolute best. Thank you so much again for your support. I really deeply appreciate it, and happy reading.